So we're going to start the show here with some local news.
Hey, so we want to open up the podcast with coming back in after an aggressive shower.
Tyler.
He's not on yet. Shut up. You fucking know. Hey, Tyler. How
Welcome
you doing,
back,
buddy?
Tyler. Hey, we're starting the show. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, yeah, it sounds about right.
So
Nobody said your last name.
I have some really cool local news.
American Fork or Utah?
And this is actually not American Fork. The neighboring town, Pleasant Grove, where I live, there is a theme park, kind of like a medieval era theme park called Evermore.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
Yep.
so recently, Evermore Park sued Taylor Swift for the title of her album
Fuck out of here.
of the same name because
if they won, I swear to Jesus, I'm going to
trade-
beat you with this.
Can I talk, Trent?
No.
How about now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. They sued her because they trademarked the name Evermore, and she
What
used
year?
it to title her album. And she countersued them because it turns out that a lot of their staff plays and performs some of her songs basically unlicensed. And
Wait.
so
Are you being serious right now?
100%.
Yeah.
It's fucking local
Is it
news,
real?
Sydney.
Yeah.
Jake never lies.
So, yes.
Good Lord.
So Taylor Swift got sued, and so she countersued and said, "Hey,
Who
turns
beat
out
whom?
you guys are have been playing and performing my songs without my permission
The park?
for quite a while now." Yeah,
The park
I guess.
itself?
I guess like the cast members, they walk
cast
around and
members.
interact with people and sing and dance, and some of their songs are some of those subjects of their.
The balls of Pleasant Grove. Good
So-
for you, girls.
Anyway, it's there's no final word yet, so it's still in the legal process right now.
Didn't Edgar Allan Poe also sue Taylor Swift for
Why are you giving me a fucking
No,
Dr.
that's
Cole?
Nevermore.
Evermore, says the Raven?
No, what's that Everlong song by freaking
Evermore, says the Raven.
Nevermore.
Rapping on my
Foo
chamber
Fighters?
door.
Foo Fighters? Man, they're good. They didn't sue anybody because they're cool.
Well,
cares
Evermore.
about
What
T.
does this
Swift?
park
So-
do? Like, what's their theme? Like, what did
It's-
you said? Medieval?
So
Yeah,
I
it's-
hear it's like kind of like the best way I could describe it is like if high school drama club like continued into adulthood into like a theme park.
Yeah, they're all like.
Because I think they
That's
like.
great.
Basically, if Chase,
I haven't been there. That's just what I hear. Like you walk
Would've
around
just
and people are like acting and stuff all around you, like you're in a magical
Really?
medieval whatever.
Medieval times.
so
Yeah,
so
Medieval
like-
times.
It's like I think they have kind of like a.
Jeff wasn't here.
I think they mesh
we
like
could say it if Jeff was
different eras and different time areas together. They probably
Where
have
is
their
it?
own versions of the songs, and
Where is this park at? I know
Interesting.
Pleasant Grove,
it's
but like where?
behind the grid, the racing place we went to.
Did they take over that wedding event center?
Hee-Haw's Farm.
It's a big
It's
building.
next to Hee Haw Farms.
Oh,
It's like Wadley Farms or whatever.
No, Wadley Farms is more into. It's in Linden, but it's more
yeah, Wadley Farms is where Mike died.
down the road.
Wow, that's
Mike
that's
died?
terrible.
No.
Yeah,
He-
he's
where you got
been
married.
dead for like 12 years.
It's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Came
Trent.
back to live on his wedding night though.
Yeah, but he also has a partner. Don't worry, Sydney.
So the funny thing about this one is like when they first sued, it was like kind of like, okay, I get it, because their park is called Evermore. They've been out for a few years. Like when you type Evermore in Google, that's what you want to come up. Then T Swift calls her album that, and obviously
Word.
all the traffic's going to her now. So
T-Swizzle.
I get the concern, but they're really smart because they're like, oh, this Evermore Park probably has humans in it, and which means everyone's playing our music anyway. So we'll just countersue
Yeah,
and say,
I'm sure her lawyers did quite a bit of work.
yeah, they probably didn't even have to check to see if they were using her stuff unlicensed. Like they just assumed every human
I think
imaginable
I think
would
that-
have.
I think they sent the
You
lawyers
would
in.
imagine, oh.
They sent the lawyers in undercover, and they're like, "Hello, I am Lawyerly McNoyer.
Can you play Taylor Swift for me?
I'd like to make a request.
Actually, we only play Taylor Swift. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh,
I gotta go now.
I'll just jot that down in my notebook here.
Apparently,
Medieval
you've been
version
here
of the
before.
Taylor Swift
Okay.
song.
Case
What was
closed.
that, Tyler?
I said, here's the medieval version of every Taylor Swift song that we've
Yeah, they
That
play it on.
album
Right.
is shit, though.
They play it
Not
on
gonna lie.
barrels and single string guitars.
Yeah, so we're kind of
Have you
famous
guys
right
actually
now.
heard that album?
Which one?
Evermore?
Evermore?
Have you listened to that album?
Of course.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We know you want to
It's
marry her.
ridiculously good.
You could have given
never
me $1
been
million.
Taylor Swift fan ever.
Say that in the
I
microphone
have not
in
been a
Beagle's
Taylor
direction.
Swift fan until I listened to Evermore.
Excuse me, Beagle, have you ever heard of me not liking Taylor Swift?
That was perfect.
You will change your mind.
So
It'll change your
Is
mind.
Beagle's
right.
is Beagle's hair more parted on the side than?
Well, now it's parted backwards.
Do we really care about this because it's a podcast?
No.
Can we get
You
into
just
more?
came out of
No
the
one else
shower.
can see it.
Lock it up.
Just so you guys know, if you Google Evermore, the first thing that comes up is Evermore Park. The second
your-
one is Evermore Taylor Swift's album.
On your search engine,
But what
On
about
my
DuckDuckGo?
Google.
What if you can't spell it? What comes up?
Eddie Moga.
Evingmore.
Oh, it went to the... Hang
Yeah,
on.
But the thing is that he's
Evermore.
Phil's using Google right now, so he's actually spelling things
No, this
right.
should be DuckDuckGo.
It's not.
Evermore Park.
It is.
Taylor Swift album.
DuckDuckGo, my nightmare.
So as of
Duck,
one
Bing.
day ago, it was announced that she's countersuing Evermore Park.
But how much countersuing's not free? Like she's spending some money on this rather
No,
than just being
she's-
like, yeah, whatever.
She's spending. Yeah, she probably could have settled for more than she's spending to countersue.
Do you guys remember when the state sued Broovies because they played, what was it, Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Broovies, what's
Why?
that?
Why'd they sue him?
That's
You
an
didn't
ice
hear
cream.
about this?
No, but why would I don't understand why they'd sue them.
What's Broovies?
Because you cannot, in Utah, you cannot serve alcohol in a show that has nudity. And there is a brief moment where you can see Ryan Reynolds' ass.
That's not
And-
Oh my
nudity.
gosh.
Wait, what's
That's called going to the temple.
And
what's
It's
Broovies?
you guys didn't hear about this?
No.
Yeah, they
Beagle,
sued.
we don't listen to onlyreligious.com.
No.
This is about the state.
No.
This has nothing to do with religion. But anyways, Ryan Reynolds sent like $5,000 to help Broovies fight the case. And
Oh,
Broovies-
5,000. Oh, good. So he spent 4 hours of an attorney's time.
3
Yeah.
pitchers of
What
beer.
a generous piece of shit. Oh my God, I have millions of dollars.
wait,
Let me
wait.
give you a nickel. Fuck yourself.
Back to
I'm-
Taylor Swift.
He just barely bought a
Countersuing.
he bought a wireless fucking thing that's worse than Cricket.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money.
So, yeah, so
Money
why don't you
talks.
spend more than $5,000, you piece of shit? Also, he's super
So
cool.
back
I
to
like him a
Taylor
lot.
Taylor Swift.
Also, it's pretty much
Yeah,
the
also,
favorite.
we hang out a lot.
Totally unknown story that you guys didn't even know about living in Utah, and Ryan Reynolds sent them money.
None of us are in Deadpool and
What
or
did
own
you do?
Broovies or did any of that, you piece of shit. Why
I
the
still-
fuck would we know
I
that?
still
What
don't
did
know
you
what
do to help?
Broovies
What
is.
did you do to
Broovies
help?
is imagine sticky shoe and American fork,
Uh-huh.
equally as dirty, equally as sticky shoed,
It's a cinema pub.
equally as no one wants to go there. Add Beagle.
No.
It's fucking terrible.
It's a cinnamon
it's a
tub.
movie. It's a
No.
movie you
Their
can
food-
drink beer in.
Oh.
Their food is not ridiculous. Their food is. Have you ever been to a bowling alley and wondered if it was actually food?
Yes.
That's
So-
their food.
So
This-
I
this-
just got on my VPN
Sue me,
and went to
Broovies.
Los Angeles and Googled Evermore, and Evermore Park in Utah is the first thing that still
Wow,
pulls up.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and then Taylor Swift's album is the second.
So apparently their complaint, so they made this complaint, and then right after that was the case. What they're claiming is that Taylor Swift came up first, and then as soon as they filed the lawsuit, it suddenly isn't anymore, which could make sense. It could, once they get sued, they quit paying Google to put them on top or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Google takes money to put someone on top?
oh yeah.
What?
Haven't you paid someone to be on top?
Yeah. No,
Taylor
100%. Yeah.
Swift is worth $400 million. I think she's gonna be able to win Google.
What is
over
Pleasant
Evermore.
Grove worth? You little uppity puta.
$399.
At least
I'm just-
$400.
I'm just saying that in cash monetary value, like when it comes to lawsuits, Taylor's gonna win, and I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan.
What has
But when it
added
comes
more
to-
value to the world? T Swift? Nope. Or Pleasant Grove? Maybe because they've done more than T Swift and not been anything that's whatever.
To our world?
To any
Pleasant
world.
Grove.
Taylor
To
Swift
our
has not
world.
stopped anyone from doing anything.
I don't wear cardigans now.
So what's gonna happen? So what's gonna happen? Prediction.
That one's on me.
I predict that Evermore Park folds. They drop the lawsuit. Taylor Swift drops hers, and Evermore Park goes bankrupt. All by the end of this year.
I think
I
they'll
hear-
settle, and Evermore Park will still go bankrupt because
After they get the PPP loan.
they've been struggling for a long time.
Is Evermore Park owned by Pleasant Grove?
No,
No.
it's privately.
Oh,
owned.
I actually assumed it was owned by Pleasant Grove. I could redact
Like under their
everything I
Parks
said.
and Rec?
Why doesn't T Swift do just like a free concert at Evermore Park
That
to
seems
do
valid.
like cross marketing?
Right.
Or better yet, why doesn't Evermore Park send the American Forked podcast free tickets? We'll come and review your park, and people will be bumping up in that place.
Yeah, all
Phil-
4 of our Patreons will show up.
Yep.
Bumping.
So we're just not going to give an honest review then.
No.
Phil
We're
will
doing
How
a
do you know?
financial
Have you
review.
ever been there? It might be amazing.
I'd give an honest review if I went. If I had
Beagle,
40
could you go
bucks.
to Evermore Park, or would you have to do the review from your house?
Would I go?
You gotta-
Would I risk killing an old person?
Yeah.
To
Answer the
listen to
question.
a bunch of young people.
So you're saying that
No.
you got COVID at home alone with your 4 people inside, that now you're going to risk an old person?
Just alter your RNA
Oh, okay.
and leave.
Trent,
Yes.
that's the point.
What is it?
Literally the point.
What is it?
Beagle doesn't leave his home,
Uh-huh.
so he doesn't get COVID,
Uh-huh.
so he doesn't give it to an old person and kill your grandma.
Or what if you
That's-
just don't go in contact with old people?
Bad example, by the way. Trent hates his grandma. Which one was
I
it?
don't hate my grandma. My grandma
Fair.
hated me. And then drug me into
That's
her
fair.
problems. Also, if I don't
Made
go
me
in
step
contact
on
with
an
old
oxygen
people,
line.
it's the same
You-
thing. If I
you
don't
are
bang a
around
super
old people.
fertile girl, I'm probably not going to get someone preggers.
Old people don't just live in some like quarantined area off in society that you can avoid.
Okay, so you go into public with your mask on, and some old person just surprises you, jumps inside of your shirt, fucking, here I am. No.
Rock me like a
Have you
hurricane.
never met old people? This is what they do.
Don't get mad at me because they're fucking giant suicide bombs just running around. Let them die. Who cares?
You know what's so funny to me? My grandma's 92, 93 years old. She doesn't give 2 shits about this. She puts a mask on just so people don't give her hell. She's like, just go to the store, and doesn't change anything in her life.
So I'm so glad that we brought Trent's grandma up, because my favorite memory of Trent is when his grandmother's living with him. She's in a wheelchair, and
boy.
she's like, "Trent,
go.
can you get me a yogurt?" And he walks over and
She rang her bell first.
steps on her oxygen cord, and she's like, "What was that, Grandma?"
It
And just
wasn't.
stands on it for like.
It
and at the
wasn't
time,
yogurt.
I thought she was gonna die right away, because he's like,
Let's listen to Trent's
Okay.
It
argument.
wasn't yogurt.
Okay.
Okay, he's not contesting that he
No.
stepped on her
I
oxygen
did
cord.
stand on it. She wanted rice pudding. Nobody should want rice pudding. I don't care how. Like if you're a million, you're gonna fucking choke
Trent,
on rice pudding.
You understand? You are arguing the wrong point of this whole discussion.
You didn't meet. No, you didn't meet my grandmother.
Why didn't you? Yeah, I did actually.
Did you have this fucking
meet my
babysitter?
grandmother.
No.
Did you ever grandma sit?
No, I met her though, and I fully established
yes,
that
Trent,
she was.
I babysat your grandma.
I fully established that she was a human being.
Yes. Was she super nice?
Trent's look on his face, he's like smiling with such glee, like standing on that tube, just knowing no oxygen was
That would be
getting through.
just like me holding your fork at a buffet. You're gonna be fucking fine.
Exactly.
You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna die. You might be slightly hungry at the end. I'm sorry you puked once instead of twice. You'll be fine.
I did also think of something.
Oh, here we go.
The only females that you have had on this show
We talked about this already.
Our
Trent's
Trent's.
girlfriend.
Yep.
Because technically I was Trent's girlfriend.
What
Why are
great-
you
Even
air
though I-
quoting something that
You
you was
were?
factually a thing?
I don't remember this.
Don't air quote
mean-
something that you said. When I said, "Would you be my girlfriend?" You said yes. Don't fucking air quote that.
No, Okay.
Those girls
okay,
have also seen me naked.
Hold on. Maybe we were partners and I didn't fucking know it. You didn't qualify that with me.
Look,
How old were you guys?
Trent,
15. I don't know.
did we kiss?
I don't know. We didn't. I think we
I
hugged.
don't know.
I
keep track.
I thought
Nope,
about
we
that.
didn't.
No, but then I remember who we kissed first.
Held hands, and
Oh
we
my God,
prob-
did we hold hands? Oh,
You could not
probably
believe it.
held hands.
We all held
And
hands.
we definitely hugged because I'm 100% sure I've hugged
Oh, no,
100% of you.
You're a hugging whore for sure.
Whore for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I wore
basically,
my hugs out every day.
we all were your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because we all held
Yeah.
your hand and gave you a hug.
Except that Trent officiated it by saying, "Will you be my girlfriend?"
I
And
close
you-
that deal every
Oh.
time.
Wow.
Sealed the deal.
That's right. That's
Right,
right.
Wow.
Sydney, boyfriend, girlfriend.
How
Who
old-
else?
how
Who
old
else
were you?
dated Sydney here? Raise your hand. Fuck you guys.
Wait, what did you just
I
say?
said, who else dated Sydney? Nobody. Fuck you.
She was my friend.
One of my old friends
Wait,
dated
but-
her once. You asshole.
Phil
Trent.
and I live 2 houses away, so
So you should have saved him from Tracy.
were practically
your
married.
number one problem.
me and Phil definitely did whippets together. Definitely.
Wow.
Phil and everyone did whippets together.
What's that?
What's whippets?
What's with it?
Phil doesn't even know he's done drugs. Phil's like, fuck, I've never done it. What's it?
No,
Phil is when you
don't
take
remember-
when you don't shake
you
up
remember when
a
your
like
dad
whipped
caught
cream.
us with
and you're
the
like,
fucking
Oh, you inhaled it.
blow off?
No, it's
Oh,
the
the whipped cream.
No,
Okay.
the gas
Whippets-
inside the
No,
whip.
no, no.
Whippets
no,
and
no.
blow off are entirely different.
Oh,
No.
are they?
Let
Not
Sid
whipped
explain it.
cream. It's the
Blow
the
off.
duster.
Yeah, blow
Yeah,
off.
blow off.
Yeah,
That's
blow
not
off.
that's not whippets.
Oh, I always called it whippets.
Oh.
I
but-
think it's actually the same stuff, though. It's
I
just
think
No, one's a
liquid
laughing
oxygen.
gas. The other one's just
I don't think it
straight
is.
up.
I think it is.
Whippets are fucking awesome.
I think the whipped cream is just liquid oxygen, which is what the blow off is.
You're stupid.
No, it doesn't make your voice go lower. It
Yeah,
just
it does.
makes you laugh.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
The whipped
Because
cream
Phil and
stuff.
I did it together a lot.
The Cool Whip.
we sure did.
You're such a druggie, Phil.
I was. That's why I've never done drugs since. I was like, if I keep doing this, I'm done.
No, but Phil's dad caught us doing the whippets, and it wasn't good. It
Yeah.
was scary.
He caught us too one time. Remember that at my house?
Doing what?
Came in and gave us a huge. Maybe you were there that time.
We were in your house.
Like in the front room, sucking blow off and laughing. And
What was his name?
And my dad comes in and he's like pissed. He's like, I arrest people for doing this every day.
Oh, downstairs.
And you're like,
No,
sorry,
I think we
Dad.
were like in
No,
the front
I'm
room.
pretty
up
sure
there.
we were
No.
downstairs.
Maybe we were. I don't know.
I feel like Phil's dad was like pulling me by my arm to my mom, was like, "Do you know what your daughter's been doing with my son?"
And Jamie's like, I'm assuming whippets.
Jamie's like, don't care.
if they
Right.
want,
Don't
if they
care.
want any kind of good life.
Yeah,
Why-
I
why
told
are
him
you
to go over
dragging
there and
my
do it.
problem over here. I gave them a box
She's
of
like,
it and said,
"Have
don't do
you
it
met
here.
me?"
Huh?
She's like, "Have you met me?"
Yeah. I
Yeah.
freaking loved blow off. Let's be honest.
Who passed out?
Oh,
So I know
man.
that it was Bear, but who else passed
I
out
almost
into my
It was me. So we were at Trent's house and we started sucking this stuff and
Finish your sentence.
I got to the point where I was like passing out on the floor and I honestly think it was Trent that was like, "You're done, dude, you're done." And I grabbed it and was like and ran in the other room and he like tackled me and I'm like, "No," like trying to suck on it while people were trying to take it away from me. I was
Wow.
like, and then I
God,
I
I've
sat
been
up and I'm
there
like,
before.
okay, I'm never doing drugs.
and then,
never doing
and then
drugs.
Bear passed out into my parents' freaking TV.
Yeah.
4 seconds later.
Oh man.
And
I
so
remember-
like half our brains were like melted that night.
Yeah.
I remember laying down in the Hollywood Video or the Blockbuster in American Fork in the kids section, looking up at this,
Oh, no.
looking up at the ceiling, like, "Am I gonna die right now?" That was my experience.
Do you remember when the Holy Ghost worked there at the Hollywood
Yeah.
Video? Yeah.
He worked there for a long time.
Not with him per se, but with other people, I would take the DVDs for sale, like at 30 at a time, and set them to the side and rent a video and then walk to the other side of the little beeping thing.
And then grab that same
those.
stack.
I'm like, well, see you with my one video.
There's
So
like
you would
55
steal.
videos.
No.
So you would steal from
I would-
Hollywood Video, which is why they're out of business.
Yep.
I would borrow.
That's why they're out of business. I
Trent's
guarantee
fault.
it.
That and
Trent put
Netflix.
Blockbuster out of video.
So
30 movies at a time.
So funny. Fast forward like 10, 15 years. I'm like, I need some blow off so I can blow, so I can blow the zippers of my tent,
So I can
like
get
the
through the
dust
week.
out of them while I'm camping. And I go into Ace Hardware and I'm like, do you guys have any blow off? And they're like, what? I'm like, this like can of air you blow computers off with. And they're like, oh, hang on a second. And they go and get a
Take it to the back
manager.
room.
And the manager comes out and he's like, what did you need? I'm like, it's like the can of air you blow stuff off with. And he's
That
like,
you
yeah, I
inhale?
just got to make sure that you're like what you're using it for. I'm like, oh yeah, to blow the zippers on my tent. Like it's a big worry now because obviously we bought
'Cause they've
so
heard
much
about
of it.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Your face was up of do not accept checks or sell blow off to this guy.
Exactly. Every
Right.
Ace Hardware in
person's
America.
like, you look
He's-
familiar.
Yeah.
I think I've seen you behind someone's counter.
They had to do
The
it.
pic-
They had to do an age progression photo of you.
Exactly.
But the stained shirt was still the same from the video. It was like still the same, like sunshine blast shirt he's
Still
got
the
on
same
now.
bleached out Weezer t-shirt.
Or the one that Devin had
That
the
was way
sun your
too small.
buns that changed.
yeah.
in
Yep.
Oh my god, I wish Devin was here.
Yeah.
Well, Devin was supposed to be here.
Who's Devin?
We have this
Where
mic
is
set up
Devin?
for him.
We're recording his mic and he's not even here.
Who's Devin?
Excuse me, Devin, bruh, where you at?
Yeah, Devin.
I don't
Yeah.
think he can
Dick?
hear you if you just say it louder.
Yeah, Devin,
Yeah.
you dick.
Devin,
She can't even scream because there's a 2-year-old asleep.
Jake, what was next?
the 2-year-old's not here.
Are you
Oh.
so frustrated?
Yeah, way to
right now?
listen to your
little
friend.
bit.
Jake,
and
I
your-
thought you were
But
in charge.
it's entertaining.
I thought you were in
I'm
charge.
just letting it go where it
Take
goes.
control.
Hey,
It's-
I could
it's
bring
a-
up a topic. I
The
guarantee.
conversations are productive. I feel
Keep going. What's
just
next?
kind of going everywhere.
I got it. Kate, it was my birthday this week. Guess
Happy-
I'm going to ask people. Guess what I got for my birthday? We've talked about it on this podcast
From
before.
whom?
A
From
van.
my wife.
Minivan.
minivan.
Nope.
A gun.
Nope.
One in the front,
Nope.
5 in the rear.
Bullets.
Nope.
You
You
can
can't just keep.
keep doing this podcast for 1.5 more months.
Is that like an extended hall pass? I got a bidet.
Jeff,
Did you? Can
did you
she
install it yet?
Can she use it?
Yay.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a gift.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think she bought it for
true.
herself, and I
Yeah.
get to use it. But let me
got
tell
a
you,
I
blender.
got a vacuum.
The one that
Like,
has
good
the
for us.
dryer.
is it the one that has the dryer?
It does laundry.
And the black light.
So let's
and the water
correct
agitator?
this. You got a bidet attachment. Is that?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. But I can
Did
tell
think,
you right now.
Did you think bidet was some dude?
Did you install it?
No,
Yeah,
like
it is full
so.
install.
There's like the attachment for the toilet, and then there's like the Rolls Royce toilet bidet that's like made for heaven.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
true. It has a bidet
So
built
in
into
that
it.
in that scenario that you just laid out, I have a Honda Pilot.
That's
I don't know.
fine.
That's about what
I
I
also
got.
have a pilot.
Yeah.
A Toyota
no,
Odyssey.
no. I've seen yours in there. That's a '98 Toyota Tercel.
Oh, yours is nicer.
Yeah,
Oh,
easily.
That's cool.
Toyota yourself.
Mine has a nightlight on it,
Ooh,
heated water,
ooh,
Really?
which
Ah,
makes you feel like diarrhea.
A nightlight. Who's looking at it?
Really?
Does it have an
Doesn't
app for
matter.
your phone so you can
Doesn't
be like,
matter.
that's
Okay,
not my butthole.
let me give you a scenario, Trent. I don't want to wake people up in my house. I know you don't care because
It's
you
got
don't
a
have
camera.
How many
on
people
it.
are at your house sleep in the bathroom?
people. There's 2 people typically in the room.
In the bathroom?
No, listen to me.
How
I don't
many
turn the li-
earthquakes?
Okay, I don't turn the light on in the bathroom. I now walk in, and then when I poo, I can just look in it and go, "Is there corn?" And easily see it in the dark.
Why don't you? So you're telling me right now, 3 a.m. you wake up. You take a shit with the door open?
I don't usually shit at 3 a.m.
No, but if you
no,
were to,
who's
No.
shitting at 3 a.m.?
Trent
Sometimes-
is, let's be honest.
Trent.
yeah, that's on my schedule.
Trent?
Yeah. No, but listen. Okay.
You leave the door open.
No, I don't.
If I
it's
live
just like- it's a
alone, if I
nightlight.
still shit
But
at
it's a
home
night-
alone, I shut the door.
We're talking about
Like an
bidets.
It's a
adult.
nightlight, man.
We're talking about
You live
bidets,
alone.
Nightlights for everything.
not poo schedules. So, anyways, this thing has got some crazy stuff. Heated toilet seat, which should be a standard on every toilet ever on the entire planet. By the way,
Yep.
So mine does have a heat, but
He had
it's
a
not
heated
hooked up.
seat.
no, you don't have a.
You said
no.
it has a heated seat.
If you pee on the seat, they're all heated.
Heated water. You're talking about?
Yeah,
The water.
wet.
Mine has that, but my valves are welded together, so I can't get in there to install it.
I wish that someone lived here that could fix things.
The doctor welded
That'd
your
be
valves
cool.
together several months ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, he did. Thank God.
Nice
It's just making sure they're still there.
So I never actually used a bidet until just this week.
Isn't it awesome?
I don't know what to think.
It's like
Isn't it
confusing,
so,
right?
It is
So
confusing.
my parents lived in Hawaii for 2.5 years.
Uh-huh.
And in Hawaii, there's a lot of Asian people, which Asian people use bidets more than we do in America.
It's normal
Yeah.
there.
But that's where all our
And-
toilet paper is made, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the bamboo farms.
Anyways, go on.
And they loved it.
So there was a place in Waikiki, just like in a mall, that had bidets. And I literally would stop there on purpose so I could use their bidets because they were like the bougiest bidets I have ever experienced. Heated toilet seat, heated water, directed perfectly.
Do women use
Yeah, it
bidets
aims right.
backwards?
Nope. They just use them regularly.
Well, so women have two parts that need to be. So
Fingered?
That's why it's adjustable.
I mean, sure,
Use-
but
I'll tell you what.
I'm saying like, so the water would spray in two separate
Yeah, it's
directions,
What?
and
two different directions.
Yeah, the ones I like, it's
Direction.
motorized and it.
yeah,
like
so
that.
it would angle in a different position for, like the bidets in Hawaii would angle for women or men, and they would go in different directions, and it was amazing.
I thought that women use the lawn.
So do you push the male button or the female button and it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I pushed the female
Yeah.
button.
So there was
They're
a
on the
female
bidet.
one that would spray two different directions because there's two different places that women need
we go
sprayed
there?
instead of men.
You know when you turn your lawn watering on, you put like 5 sections on at once? Yeah. That's what
here's-
she's describing.
Hey Jake,
Yep.
did you have like something to move on with?
I got plenty of stuff.
Rock and roll,
Jake, did
baby.
you have like topics? Did you plan this out?
What's
Let's
next?
continue.
You guys want to start the show?
Okay, let's go. Where?
Yeah.
Let's start. Brought to you by Disney.
Welcome
Yeah.
to American Fork Podcast.
Where?
Welcome to American Fork. Yeah, that's a good introduction, Sydney. We'll go with that one.
Yeah. What's next, Jacob?
We had this week. We had a Governor Cox, the governor of Utah, ordered flags at half staff for this week in memory and respect for the 500,000 American lives lost in COVID. So that was nice.
Oh, that was
For
nice.
whom?
I did
Very
raise.
nice.
I did lower my flag.
Did he
I
do it
saw
for Did he do it
that.
for heart disease?
No,
Did he do it for fat Mormons?
or the flu. No,
No.
not that one either.
Interesting.
I saw that, and we live pretty close to a firehouse, and I saw that, and because Rush Limbaugh had died,
A Firehouse
and the
subs.
governor
So of course you thought it was for Rush Limbaugh.
had ordered flags at half mast for him, and I honestly thought that it was maybe because they were doing the same thing.
That's why Beagle has the Rush Limbaugh haircut right now.
Oh, you thought he was raising them for Rush Limbaugh and just said it was for COVID?
Well, no, I didn't hear about the reason why. I just saw it at half
oh,
mast.
Oh.
and you thought it was
And
for
I
Rush
knew
Limbaugh?
that the Florida governor had done it for Rush Limbaugh.
Oh,
So I
yeah. I saw it driving my kids to school. I saw the flag at their school down, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I googled it, and it was February 22nd to 26th. So yesterday was the last day.
So now that you're listening to this,
speaking on that neighbor update, his flag has been at half mast since Biden won.
Who's flag? Your neighbor?
So,
Wait,
still,
didn't you vote for Biden?
I did, yeah. He didn't.
oh, his
Oh, I get it now.
He
I was like,
doesn't-
wait a minute.
the guy doesn't understand what it means. It should be
He is mourning America hard.
right.
Good Lord.
Good morning, America.
It would be. Hey, Jeff.
So wait, his Trump 2020 flags at half mast? Is that what you're saying?
He can barely get it up.
What's next, Jake?
So Devin's
Crystal's
not
about
here.
to be home in 10 hours.
Devin's not here, and I was hoping he would be because he added something to the list here. His topic is about podcasts, And he has a question on here asking, what are your favorite podcasts and why? Do you prefer educational, informational, entertaining? And do you prefer audiobooks over reading? And if you listen to a book, do you claim that you read the book? Those are...
Wait,
So
Devin asked that?
Devin asked that. Yeah, Devin's an audiobook podcast guy. So I think that was, at least he put it under his topics in the document here. So
He's pretty smart now.
I think we all
Cool.
listen to, subscribe to a few podcasts at least.
I don't, but I do listen to a lot of books, and I do say listen when I say listen to books.
You say you listen
Well,
and
it's
not
because
read.
you've never read.
I've never read, but I did listen to a book once, and now I say I do it continuously.
I have two credits on my Amazon audiobook thing. What's that called?
Audible.
Audible.
So which book should I get?
Hold on. Did you guys notice that?
Twilight.
Oh, sorry. I
Really?
don't want to change the subject.
Twilight.
Twilight Breaking Dawn.
I'm serious. Don't tease me.
We just listened to The Prestige. We haven't finished
Oh.
it yet, but
It's
The
a-
Prestige.
Is it
It's
the
a
same?
The book?
Is that the
Prestige?
same as the? Is it the same story as the movie?
If you just turn the movie on in the other room, you can listen to that book anytime you want.
Okay.
no, it's very different.
That's a good recommendation.
Still
Thanks,
really
Beagle.
good, though. It's like incredibly interesting. Such a good story.
I
I
like
just
that.
finished
Interesting.
1984.
Yeah, me too.
Did you?
I was thinking one of them is Animal Farm that I should get,
Wow.
Yeah.
but I haven't. But I haven't.
But they haven't written that book. What the fuck is Animal Farm?
Oh,
Look it up.
you didn't have to read that in like 8th grade or whatever.
Yeah. Did I fail high school and junior high? Yeah.
Yeah, look it up, Trent.
Failed junior high.
That's because I was your girlfriend.
That's right. I was like, I peaked. I'm out. I peaked.
Hey, Trent. You know,
I don't need this
It
anymore.
was because of all that blow off.
You guys did. I'm like, listen, these guys are reading their books and they're doing this shit. I don't need to do anything. I'll be fine.
They'll just tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay,
They'll
what's-
pass out in the bushes. I'll just steal them.
Let me get this a little more concise. What's a podcast that you guys listen to that you don't think that anyone else here would listen to? I listened to this one from Australia. There are two Australians, and it's called Mysterious Universe.
Australian.
And they're hilarious, and they're just funny guys, and I like their accents. They talk about they'll talk about whatever mysterious things like cryptozoology and like the pyramids, blah blah blah, all the stupid stuff that we always talk about. But they have cool accents when they do it.
We haven't given our listeners any taste of like how deep we
Puberty?
go into that yet. But
How deep we go into what?
What's it-
Australia?
no,
What's it called, Jeff?
Freaking
called
aliens in the pyramids.
Mysterious
God
Universe.
Beagle. Go ahead and
So
take over the
speaking
next
of
2
which,
hours.
that would be mine probably. That I don't know if anyone listens to. It's Jim Harold's Campfire. It's kind of like Coast to Coast. Have you guys ever heard that? Really
love
late
Coast to
George
Coast.
Norrie.
Reminds me of my dad.
People call in and share their stories about paranormal experiences, and he's just like, "Oh, that's so cool!" Like he's really into their stories. And
Bullshit to bullshit is the name of it.
Totally.
no Campfire.
Totally.
Jim
Hey,
Harold's
who here knows a guy named Art Bell? Anyone? Art Bell.
Sounds familiar.
Do you know Art Bell? Oh my gosh, never mind then. He was the original Coast to Coast guy.
The pre-George Norrie.
Yeah.
guy?
Yep. And George Norrie looks stupid compared to Art.
Skip,
Go on.
Skip to the next one. Thanks a lot, Devin.
Yeah, thanks, David.
I don't listen to podcasts. Yeah, the last audiobook was Prestige.
Cool.
What about you, Sydney?
What about your party?
I don't really, to be honest, I'll be straight up. I don't really listen to podcasts that much.
That's cool.
Except for this one.
Except for this one.
I'll be honest, I would not have continued to listen to your podcast if I did not know you and love you all.
See,
Yep.
there you go.
That's where all
That's
20 of
fair.
our listeners come from.
2 minutes and 38 seconds into this podcast, I was like, nope.
Really?
And then I continued. Yeah,
That's pretty
but
quick.
then I continued because I love you guys. But
We appreciate it.
God.
You pressed on, and now you're here.
I was shouting at my phone, what the fuck?
We get that a lot, actually.
Pretty much everyone that listens. It's like
Totally
I
hates
was
us.
so angry the whole time.
Yep.
Guys, and I know you, and I continued because I want to be a better person, so I continued.
Well, we love you too, Sid. We appreciate you continuing to listen.
Take those headphones off.
I don't have a beer anymore, or else I
Choice.
would.
Yeah, that'll be edited out for sure.
I will. What's next, Jake?
Is that Coca-Cola?
Should
Yeah.
where?
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Have some pride in what you put in your mouth.
Should we? Is it too late
Wow,
to
all
go
right.
controversial?
No,
Yep.
never.
Yep.
Let me
No.
read it.
Let's go.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
Just this week, Joe Biden had his Health
Brain.
and Human Services Secretary nominee have her what is it called, hearing? Her confirmation hearing
Oh yeah.
in front of the Senate.
Oh, is this the transgender?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it's Dr. Rachel Levine is a trans woman, and she's the Biden's current Health and Human Services Secretary nominee, and Phil's prophet, Senator Rand Paul,
Senator Prophet Paul.
Senator Prophet Paul,
Wow.
was questioning her and asked her about, in her confirmation hearing, Paul asked her if she thinks minors should be able to make the decision to undergo transformation surgery or take hormone blocking medication and have the support and protection of the government when the parents of the minor are opposed to the medical procedures. And Senator Levine refused to answer the questions multiple times. Did anybody hear
First I've heard of
that
it.
hearing?
I did see the clip. Yeah.
First I figured that. Why do you guys call him real quick? Why do you call him Prophet Paul?
Because we were teasing
Oh, it was
Phil.
Oh,
just
you
a
weren't there
joke.
on that.
I one time said I kind of like Rand Paul, and then everyone was like, "Phil loves him so much; he's the prophet."
No, I think you said I agree with him more than anyone else in the Senate.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or
you
my
said
beliefs
there's one
align with him.
Yeah, you basically said your beliefs align with him the most. And then
Yeah.
we listened to a clip and we just said, how the fuck do you... Okay, whatever.
Right. And he's a
Okay,
prophet.
Prophet
too,
Paul.
so
Okay, back to the no, I didn't hear about the story.
Oh, I didn't hear about it either.
Should we could watch it?
Is this the first transgender person to be nominated for a cabinet position
Secretary
ever?
position? Yes, I believe so.
Wait, I thought you hadn't heard of
I
it.
would assume so.
Well, I'm pretty sure nobody else has ever done it.
Like no one in like Lincoln's cabinet.
99,000% sure no one's ever done it.
No openly person.
Right.
Genital mutilation has been nearly universally condemned. Dr. Levine, do you believe that minors are capable of making such a life-changing decision as changing one's sex?
If I am fortunate enough to be confirmed as the Assistant Secretary of Health, I would look forward to working with you and your office and coming to your office and discussing the particulars of the standards of care for transgender medicine.
The specific question was about minors. Let's be a little more specific since you evaded the question. You're willing to let a minor take things that prevent their puberty, and you think they get that back? You give a woman testosterone enough that she grows a beard, do you think she's going to go back looking like a woman when you stop the testosterone? You have permanently changed them.
I mean, that's just bullshit, but
Wait, which part of it's bullshit?
So
That's
we
a
just watched the
super long-
CNN clip. So that was
Which
like
part's bullshit?
only
If
the
you take
potentially worst parts of what he
testosterone,
said.
you will always have that level of
He
testosterone.
didn't
he
say you'll
said.
always have that.
He said it, you can't
You'll
change.
always have a beard.
He didn't say that. He did not say that.
What did he say then?
If you
He
could-
said
someone-
if you give someone that level of testosterone, do you think they will change that? He didn't say they will always have that.
He says, do you think it will basically, he's basically saying you permanently altered the way that person's body
Correct.
works.
You've permanently altered.
Which, how do you disagree with that? If you're going to give someone anything at their like base growth spot, why would you not think that?
Well, because they have to continue taking those meds.
No.
They don't?
I
We're
don't
all obviously experts about transitioning,
So-
so
put it where.
Trent,
Jake?
just
Go ahead.
Trent, and I guess all of you.
What? Don't drag me into all of you.
All of you.
Go ahead.
All y'all.
Did you, when you were 13 years old? Okay, when do you go through puberty? 13?
24.
Last week.
Who cares? It doesn't matter because there's some kids 3-4 years old who are changing their gender identity. So it doesn't matter about when you go through puberty. So your question
But to answer
is
your question,
irrelevant.
it's teens.
So the question here that Rand Paul was posing, because we can't find the whole video, but he's essentially saying, he's saying that he doesn't like the idea of minors taking hormones or having sex reassignment surgery, because oftentimes kids or teenagers who do have gender dysphoria actually revert or change later on in life. Actually, that's very common. And so there are a lot of people, I guess, that have come out and said, hey, my parents did this to me. They put me on these hormone blockers, or they removed my genitals, and now I'm really pissed because I want to be a man or a woman or whatever
There's kids who had their genitals removed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no problem phrasing it like that. The way he phrased it, he sounds like an idiot.
Right. We watched the CNN clip,
but
so you're going to see hear only the things that are potentially could be skewed terribly. I watched the whole thing.
Jake, I agree with Beagle on this, but I in this clip I actually agree with you. Like Beagle, what about what he said was actually damning or negative anything?
I think Beagle's saying that if they're off the hormones, they will go back to normal.
Sure, if you get off the hormone, then you're off the hormone. Yeah.
So you're thinking at 12 or 13, if you take something that made you more female, whatever, like more estrogen, all that sort of stuff, that's not going to alter you in a longer window than just when you're taking the drugs?
I mean, it will alter you for sure, but you need to keep taking those drugs. Yeah.
So, but at 12 or 13, you have the right mind to say, I need to take these drugs forever.
Right.
Oh, no. That is an argument to be had, but that's not my point. The way that he phrased his argument, in my opinion, was stupid.
Right. But you only heard 30 seconds of his argument. I watched the whole 10-minute thing. So basically
the point of his argument is an argument to be had. I feel like the point that he was making within the argument was incredibly stupid.
That's fair. That's fair. I could see that.
So, but what he's saying, and he is a doctor, so that doesn't mean
he's an eye doctor.
That doesn't mean that he knows everything, but he's insinuating at least that if you do take hormones early on life, particularly during puberty or adolescence, that it can permanently alter you. So
how can you argue that?
He said this. You're right. He said, and that's debatable. No, guys, this is the 30-second clip that we watched. In his whole argument, his question proposed to Dr. Levine, this HHS secretary nominee, he asked her the question, do you think that the government should step in at the behest of the parents and support the child, young minors who want to undergo transgender surgery or have hormone blocking therapy or take hormone blocking medications, even though the parents of the minor don't want it to happen? Should the government allow the child to still have that done?
Right.
That's the question that she wouldn't answer.
You guys are
she
too
didn't
far
answer
down the road.
Question.
There's people who argue that say that you shouldn't let these kids play with dolls. If you play with a doll, it's going to make you only be a girl. So regardless of this other stuff, you're so fucking far down the road on gender reassignment that there's so many of these bullshit parents that think this little girl, I gave her a doll that will make her a girl. That's a huge argument with people right now, that you shouldn't give a girl or a boy or a girl toy.
So I shouldn't buy my boy monster trucks.
No, you shouldn't. You should give him dolls and a monster truck.
Well, I do.
You're a piece of shit parent.
But no, the doll gets run over by the monster truck.
Here's my question.
Or drives it.
Go ahead.
Jake, Jeff, Trent, Phil, Beagle, Bolt, Tyler.
Who's Tyler?
Sydney.
Present.
When you were here 11 years old, did you know what gender you were?
Of
Did you
course.
think I am
Yeah.
a man?
Yep.
I'm a woman.
I was
Yeah.
not a man. I was a boy.
Yeah.
Are
I was curious.
any of us transgender?
Nope.
No.
Nope. So here's the thing. None of us know what it's like to be born in the wrong body. So
So that means we
None of
can't have a
us-
topic about it?
no.
This-
All
the
I'm saying is that we can speak about it, but none of us will know what it's like to feel like we're in the wrong body.
But I would
Like,
say that
yes.
most of the people that you listed off here are parents. And what they're talking about is the government being able to take away your rights as a parent to do things with your child. And like this may be a stupid analogy or not, it's the same reason why they wouldn't let a child decide they want to get a tattoo. It's permanently changing their body. Like, to me, it's actually the same.
But why? But why?
Exactly.
If
So
you
why
think
not?
your kid wants a tattoo, then and they identify with people with tattoos, why
Right.
not?
And piercings and anything else that
Well,
a person wants to do.
the question isn't whether the parents should allow the child to or not. That's not the question
It's
here.
the
The
government.
question is, should the government say, no, parents, you do not have the right to tell your child if they shouldn't have a tattoo.
This is why I love.
Then why are the parents allowed to say, like, you shouldn't be out after 8 or 9? Where's the line?
So let me ask you this: what if parents bring an 8-year-old in to a tattoo parlor and say, "I want you to tattoo his face like Spider-Man's mask,
69 under the eye.
like the whole face tattoo."
How ugly is the kid? I want to see a picture.
Really,
of the kid.
really ugly.
good looking kid.
If it's ugly kid, it's
good
fine.
looking kid.
If it's ugly, it's fine.
So would that be ethical?
Bolt has something to say.
Go ahead, Bolty.
Bolt wanted to ask how
All right,
ugly the kid is.
This is a little bit of a gotcha question, correct?
Gotcha.
With Rand Paul?
Yeah,
Because
I think it is.
there a bill currently being circulated that would make it so that the government would protect children from their parents in this kind of decision?
Yeah, I don't know if that's it. That's a good question. I don't know.
No,
So-
there is no bill. This is a completely hypothetical. If this ridiculous thing happened, would you be for it? And it's always a no answer question for everybody that's ever like in front of a confirmation.
Walking Google.
They're
When
always
can you
basically
divorce your
told,
parents?
I'd be happy to talk with you about this if this actually came up. That was essentially her answer. And so now we're turning it into, oh, well, she didn't say that she's completely against it. So therefore she must be for.
So she didn't actually say that though. She said, "I would just love to come talk to you about transgender." She didn't say if this came up.
And working with you in regards to this.
Right.
So implying that if something like this comes up, then yeah, we can figure it out then. But giving it to me now and without it being in its bill form makes it so that I'm not going to have my hands tied.
So if you have a gender
One way or
reveal
another.
party for your baby and it blows up blue and the whole fucking California forest burns down and the kid turns 6 and it realizes it's a girl, was it worth it?
In general,
I have no idea.
Was there an
what-
open bar?
well, first off, no, because boys are down dessert. So
I have there's a Utah transgender bill that came through and then dead ended at the governor's desk. Am I right?
It was passed by the
Right.
House.
Yeah, it was basically transgender being able to play sports, something like basically like
No, I think that's so wrong.
If-
Yeah,
I'm so pro transgender and so pro gay, but you cannot fight if I were to change genders and go into a women's sports, it's not
Right.
going to be the same. I would still get my ass kicked.
Isn't that why you got kicked out of that
But
volleyball
here's
place
the
though?
thing, Trent.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you in your, and this is, I am being 100% serious with you. Do you,
Brought to
Trent,
you by Pinot Grigio.
in your heart think that you're a woman?
Do I want to think in my heart that I'm
Do
a
you
woman?
think you're a
No,
woman?
nope.
That's
Nope.
generous to say he has a heart to begin with.
Nope.
Let's just point that out.
No,
Trent?
no, but that's
I will not. Trent, not last name. Do you think you are a woman?
no, but I think that if someone were of my size were to think they were and to go into women's sports, that it would be a hard task to take.
Okay, but in the end of it all,
Uh-huh. I'd be a
You-
very large woman.
I would be a very large woman.
no doubt about that. But also,
Brought to you by Boone's Farm.
6'1", 230 is
So-
not a
Let her
small
finish her
woman.
question. Let her
I'm
finish
just
her
saying
question.
that the majority of transgender women are not trying to join women's sports. That's not.
No, but
that's
they're not. But what about the ones that are?
Well,
Right.
that's
Should
exactly,
they be allowed to?
Okay,
That's
so
exactly
think
like
about,
I understand the
have
people
you-
that aren't. I don't fucking care. What about the ones that are?
Did anyone actually listen to Governor Cox's response?
never.
I did. I did.
Please
And
don't
here's
use.
the thing.
I
Have you
listened
ever
to
seen
his
Chris
response.
Cyborg?
I agree with him.
She's
blocking-
bigger than you.
Who? I'm not saying women aren't bigger than me.
No. Have you ever seen Chris Cyborg? Chris Cyborg is a bigger woman than you.
I'm not
And the
saying that
thing
women
is-
aren't bigger than me. I'm saying that if I were to go into a women's category, I would be bigger, like, and just thicker than most women.
Hang on. Hang
But
on.
Trent,
Who's Chris
you are not a
Skyborg?
woman.
So hang on a sec, because I want to get back to what we were first talking about real quick. I'm actually curious, and I don't want to ask this like a loaded question. I really want to know what everyone's view is. Like, if a child, let's say they're 10 years old, 12 years old, they're a minor, they're under the age of 18. They say, "Mom, Dad, I'm a boy, but I feel like I'm a girl, so I want to have my genitals removed." And the parents say, "Okay, we support you. We want to do that." Do you think, one, is that ethical, and two, should or shouldn't it be legal if to actually do that? So
For a 10-year-old.
so
What
a
age?
sex
What age?
So they're
10
under
years
the
old.
age of 18. So 17, let's say.
But I
Or
think
10.
I think the difference is what are they trying, like what Sid was saying, what are they trying to do? I just looked up the girl that she's talking about. She's 5'8", 145.
So just because I'm curious,
I'll
like,
tell you straight up. I don't agree with it. I don't think that the government on any level should be stepping into the household.
Well, and I'm not even
go back
saying
to
the
Phil's
government.
question.
I'm not even
Government's
saying
not
the
involved.
government. There's no
We're talking
government.
about
What are they doing?
It's already involved. Don't get used.
What are they doing? No, but Beagle, hypothetically, they're not involved. Fucking leave your weirdness out. Hypothetically, they're not involved.
So you're having a sex reassignment surgery permanently altering
No,
their genitalia
no.
as a
no,
minor.
no. You're allowing them to keep their genitalia intact, but you allow them to take whatever drugs it takes. Only drugs. All of there's no surgery.
So that's a different question too. But I'm curious to know on the actual operation portion of it. So you say no, Jake?
No,
No, Trent?
not for a minor.
Wait, but what is the argument on a surgery? I guess I'm
If
confused.
a minor goes to their parents and says, "I am the wrong sex. I want to change my sex," do you allow it? Yes or no?
By surgery.
With surgery.
Do you think it's
Under the
ethical
age of
and should it be
18.
legal?
I think everything should be legal. I think 100% of everything should be legal.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think it's ethical to do that?
No, but I don't think that it's up to me in any situation to decide. Because it's like there's going to be a situation that I don't know about that should be fine. Like I think all drugs should be legal. I think all of this should be legal. But I think if I'm going to put my daughter that I haven't met yet, that I'm assuming is probably 11,
by
Living
now.
in Vegas.
and I push her into, let's say, wrestling, and all of a sudden there's this girl that's a girl or a guy, depending on your argument, and now my girl that's 70 pounds is going to wrestle against this guy that's 70 pounds, guy or girl.
We're not talking about the Utah bill anymore.
So-
We're just talking about
I'm not either. I'm saying that the government should not be in parents and kids unless we're talking about beating kids or like assaulting kids or molesting kids like that. Then
Or
then
cutting-
it's different. But
That's kind of what
But
I'm
that's
asking
where
though.
the
Is
ethical-
I think that's fair.
is you're saying they shouldn't be beating or molesting them, but is this a form of
well, I think it's hard because
No.
but we've already had this argument, Phil, and you will fight the other side. We're gonna edit this out. I don't care. But you've already said that you would rather go to a marriage between your son and daughter versus your son and another boy.
No,
No, we
let
haven't.
me explain what I
Nope.
actually said.
No, you can explain whatever you thought you said, but the rest of us heard entirely different.
I
The
said
rest.
I wasn't there.
I asked the question, what is the difference
didn't ask
between
shit.
a brother marrying their sister and a man marrying a man?
You didn't ask that.
difference?
You didn't ask that. We asked
That
you.
must have
definitely-
been
you
edited
definitely did
out
not ask
because
This was not on a
that
podcast.
is
This was on a
not the
hike.
same
Yeah, this
thing.
was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
it was
And
on a hike.
me and
This
Devin.
is like sidetracking like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
No,
this-
you're 100% right. But my point in this is
Make
if
Phil
you
look
don't
bad.
make Phil like a piece of shit, which is super fucking easy. No, my point in this is you have to if you think that all of your parents were pieces of shit. If my parents were involved, all
Trent,
of your parents were
What
pieces of
about
shit.
you, Beagle? What's your opinion on transgender reassignment
Well,
surgery?
I think Trent answered the question, which we appreciate.
Yeah,
No, I'm
thank you,
saying my
Trent.
parents are so loving no matter what happens. No matter what is what I'm trying to
Oh
say.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
my parents would love either way. Doesn't matter. Is what I was trying to say.
I'm
before
not
you
saying
fucking
I'm not
shush
saying
me.
would you love your kids or not. I'm asking whether you think it's ethical for a minor to have sex reassignment surgery.
Oh.
Right. So I don't know.
At what age?
But oh my
A minor.
God,
He said 10 years old.
You don't
You're on the
know,
wrong
Sydney. What
podcast.
do you think?
I imagine it's kind of in the same vein of like
He said
your-
10. He said 10.
You know,
10 years old.
as a parent, I don't want to control my kid. I want to teach them how to be independent themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I guess my response would be if my kid came to me, pretty much at any age, I would have had it. But if my kid came to me and said, "I want to be a Mormon," right?
Oh, here we go.
Kill him. Abortion.
That's a very good, very good
Abortion, you're
analogy.
done.
Great analogy.
Wait, let Beagle finish.
I would say, okay.
No,
We'll talk
I'm going to
about this.
actually stop you because every time we bring up ridiculous analogies, this has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with sex, and the person
Okay.
wants to change their sex.
No, this is
Fair.
literally the
No,
same
it's not.
I think Beagle can finish.
Keep going,
Beagle
Beagle.
can
Let
finish.
Beagle finish what his
fucking thought. Then you would understand how it's the same fucking thing.
We're ready.
If my kid came to me and said, "Hey, I want to be a Mormon," or if he came to me and said, "Hey, I'm actually a transgender woman," I imagine my response would be this: "Okay, let's talk about it and see." And as far as the Mormon thing goes, if I saw that he was going to church
Mm-hmm.
every week without any help from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that he was reading his scriptures every day
Mhm.
without help or guidance from me,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing this consistently
All right, Jeff, you can
for
stop.
months and months and months. At some point, I'm going to say, okay, clearly this is very meaningful to you. Clearly. And I can't tell you no to something that you clearly are.
Based on your level of hate of the Mormon church, you really think that's going to be your response?
So let me dig in.
I think we should take Beagle at his
You're
word.
fucking
So-
dumb, man.
So
I
I,
think
get
it's-
what you're saying, Beagle, but let me dig in a little bit there because if your son or daughter comes to you and says, "I want to be a Mormon," you don't like Mormonism, but they choose to, and you're like, "Okay, I support that." They can actually.
Again, I don't dislike Mormonism.
Wrong.
Okay, I'm just saying that. Let's say hypothetically you don't,
I
but you support
disagree
it.
with Mormonism.
Okay, you disagree with it. So, but they can change that decision later on in life.
Sydney's got something
Sure,
to
yeah,
say.
Sydney,
right?
Something to say.
Correct.
But with the transgender reassignment surgery, they definitely cannot.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a very
I mean,
aggressive
obviously,
version of
if
"I
they
just want to
change
go."
One way with the surgery, they can, there are men who become women and women who become men. So clearly, there are surgeries out there if they wanted to turn back.
Let's go through it.
Obviously, if you have that, I imagine you're losing something.
Okay.
Let's go through the online panel because I know Boulter and Sydney both have something to say.
Okay, Sydney, go.
Said you go first.
Okay, so as a mother to a 2-year-old, he's 2, mind you, I feel that
He's awake.
I don't know where he is. He's not at my house. I don't care.
We just heard
My
a child in the
child-
background. That's all.
Not at my house.
We hope not.
There's
That
no
was me.
children at
Sorry.
my house right now.
That was me. The dog has a toy. Sorry.
Every time with
Is
him.
that toy a little child?
My
Does
dogs
that
are
toy
asleep, and
have a
my
dick?
child is not in my home right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here's my feeling as someone who does not have a grown child. I have a 2-year-old. And if my 2-year-old at, say, 10 years old came to me and said, Mom, I feel like I am a girl, I would be like, all right, let's talk about that. What makes you feel that way? And like, maybe he's like, I just feel like when I hang out with my friends that are girls, I want to do the things that they're doing. And my friends that are boys, like that are into
Monster trucks.
and monster
Sticks.
trucks and cars and airplanes
Cruising
and
sticks.
all that shit.
WWF.
Yes.
E.
Wrestling,
I thought he felt his period
basketball,
coming on.
football.
It's
I'm
WWE.
not into those things. I'm into Barbies.
But hold on.
and
But can you not be
makeup.
into Barbies and makeup and not be transgender?
Wait,
or
Trent,
gay? Like
here's the thing. If my child comes to me at 10 years old and says, Mom, I feel like I am a girl, I would support that. I don't know at 10 years old that that you are a girl compared to a boy. I don't know because I've never experienced that. But when you're going through puberty and you are like, feel all of these things that I should be feeling as a boy, I don't know because I've never been through it. I can't say that I've experienced those things. So my child, as I can't say that I don't support or not support those things because I've never been through it. But parents whose children know I am a girl, but I was born a boy, I can't not say that I don't support that. Because those parents know their children. Like, your children. And when they're 10 years old, 12 years old, 14 years old, and they're like, I don't feel like I'm supposed to feel, is a different feeling than any of you, maybe with the exception of Tyler, who is gay.
why? But why?
Have
Why
ever
him
felt.
being gay? Why would that make him understand transgender?
Because it's about questioning yourself a lot, especially in a society that does not.
Because it's not the norm.
Okay, that's
It-
fine. I was asking.
I'm gonna blow
As
your.
a cisgender white man and me as a cisgender white woman have never experienced that feeling of not aligning with their gender that they were assigned at birth.
Well, here's an interesting question.
So wait. So what do you?
So
I
what's the
get
answer to
everything
Phil's-
you're saying, but what is the answer? Do you think in the situation that you know your kid really well, you believe them, they think they're transgender, and they're just like, I'm not going to be happy unless I have a surgery. I heard about this surgery at school, and I want to do it. Do you think it's ethical or should be legal to do that?
for the government to intervene on it.
Well,
That's
that,
the question.
he's,
right?
No,
that's
not-
the next
not-
step. He's just
Oh,
saying,
right.
Not
as
even
a
the
parent,
government. So
what-
Rand Paul's saying the government can swoop in underneath you. I'm just saying
general.
without that, in general, should it be?
You mean as a parent?
No, I mean for society. Like if you were going to go, if you were going to go in and vote tomorrow, whether or not parents and children could decide to do,
Gender reassignment.
gender reassignment before they're 18, like whether or not that should be legal and or ethical. Like,
What if your kid decided he was black instead of white,
Wow.
and now it's a racial reassignment? How's that that much different? And or what is that difference?
I think that's totally off topic.
and you don't have
It's not.
how often does that happen?
I have no fucking clue. I'm asking a fucking question.
So what do you
Right.
think, Sydney?
Well, not-
And you don't have to answer, but I was just curious.
No, I understand where Trent is coming from because it sometimes feels like it's in the same vein, but in some ways it's not. Like, if my kid came to me and was like, Mom, I don't feel like a boy. Like, yes, I have the genitals of a boy, but I just don't feel like a boy. Like, I think about being a girl all the time. If that was my child's path, I would feel that, but I would accept that. But race is a different thing. Like,
How?
my child is not going to come to me and be like, Mom, I
How?
feel like I'm black.
How?
Well, because there are actual different chromosomes than X and
Yeah,
Y.
because race
So you're
is
saying a
different
race
than
is a
gender.
completely different chromosome, Beagle.
Race is not really a feeling of.
So race is totally fine to identify completely
They are
separately.
both genetic.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So race is totally fine to be like, you know what? Because you are 100% different and I can define that, it's easy for me to reassign that and say you cannot do this. The other, because your fucking genitals say one thing or the other, you cannot. Let me ask a question to you.
Okay.
That is my fucking question to you.
Boulter,
But Phil's
what do you
question
think?
still was not answered.
At the
Wait, what's your question?
So
I asked it and then I presented it.
Trent's
as a
question or Phil's? Because
I
Trent's is a
missed
little
Trent's
sidetracked.
question.
My question is, how is it any different because the pigment of your skin is a different color versus your genitals being a different color? I feel like it's an easier jump to take for people to say like, okay, you're a little darker than me versus you grew with like, I don't bleed through my vagina, even though I'm a bitch a lot of the time. But that is what it is.
what I would say to that is that as far as we know about transgenders, there are different chromosomes that can lead people to feel like a different gender.
So you're saying different chromosomes versus transgender versus different races.
Right. As far as we know, as far as I know.
Okay, so sorry, I heard
there's
that
nothing-
backwards when you said it. That was like, oh, if you're black or a different race, like there's going to be a different chromosome. I apologize. That's what I heard when you said
Oh,
it 2
yeah,
minutes ago.
No, as far as I know, there is nothing inside the human body that makes somebody feel like a
So
different
how is that different and or more or less acceptable than a different sex?
So it's like somebody born with hormone or a certain hormone that makes them feel a certain way versus somebody who just wants something because they want
I'm not saying because they want it. I'm saying I feel like I'm X, so
Right.
this is what I do. So if I feel like I'm, if I tell you today, you know what, I'm actually Australian.
Mhm.
Australia is not a race.
You're right. I feel like I'm fucking pick it. Anything that isn't what I ever
or
am.
here's a good one. What if Trent said he
I don't know
feels?
how else to put it. If there's any science behind why somebody would feel that way.
What's the science? I feel it. The science is I feel it.
What if Trent felt that he was 70?
Honestly, he's not wrong either,
It's
though.
not a race.
It's not
It's a
wrong.
gender.
So we're getting off again. I want to. So I don't know if Tyler's still there. Boulter, are you there?
He's gone.
Boulter left.
Oh,
Boulter's gone too.
and Tyler's gone. Okay, never mind. Keep going.
At the heart of this issue, in my opinion, what it really comes down to as a parent and ethics is you're trying to control somebody. And the reality is,
Are you trying to control them, or is that just what
and that's
they?
the question: is are we control? The question is it a point? Is it a fact? Is it a fact of wanting to control or wanting to protect? Which one of those are we actually talking about here?
Well, that's the same thing.
And
right?
who is
No,
it to
it's
judge?
not. It's not.
Because if you say your kid can do that and they do it, and then Jake says his kid can't, whose job is it to do that or to not do that?
I'm going to make a parallel here.
Society makes up morality as we go.
I'm going to make a parallel here that I in no way whatsoever am trying to compare this thing to this other thing, but I am going to use the comparison to argue at the fact that Beagle's saying protecting your child is the same as controlling your child. If my
So you're not going
10-year-old,
to compare, but you're going to compare.
I'm going to compare, but I'm not saying they're
What's wrong with this
like
comparison,
they're
though?
they're not like each other at all.
No, what's wrong with this comparison? Of
These two things.
Listen to Jake.
These
Listen to
two
Jake.
things in no way whatsoever are morally the same at all. I'm just going to make that statement.
Right.
Okay.
Got it.
My 10-year-old child comes to me and says, my friend at school crossed me in some way. I want to kill my 10-year-old friend at school.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not protecting my child to say, no, you will not do that?
Well, obviously,
Is it controlling my child?
but it's semantics, really.
I know.
There's
I'm getting into a semantic
So if it's
parallel here.
semantics, then you say you decide.
If I control my child and put a seatbelt on them, I am protecting them, but I'm controlling them. They do not have a say in the matter. I am doing this for them.
Okay, so explain your part in this where it's not
So
the
wait,
same
Tyler,
thing.
we're about to lose. We're about to lose you guys. Tyler, what's your opinion on this? So same question. Do you think sex
Just because the
reassignment?
iPad's about to die.
The battery on the iPad's going
Yeah.
down. It won't charge. So that's what he's.
Go ahead.
But it's a hard question, first off, and agreeing with Brian said, it is a gotcha question. You don't agree in a certain way, it's going to be, one way or the other.
Either way.
Personally, I think, let's be supportive and all that. But when it comes to like major surgery in this case, then for sure, I don't think as like, what's okay. We're talking about the minority part of it? Or are we talking about like,
No, I'm just saying
What's the difference?
minors. I'm just saying minors. Should it be legal and or ethical to have sex reassignment surgery as a minor?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And,
Why?
And would I be wrong in saying that nobody here has actually said yes? I think it should be allowed or is ethical.
I think there's cases in between when you're like 16, 17, and I feel if you have a good head on your shoulders and figuring it out, sure.
Who's to define a good head on your shoulders? Because that's the same tattoo argument.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think it just kind of is a case by case scenario. But I feel like anything under the age of 15, definitely not.
If you have a good head on your shoulders, you should be able to start drinking and smoking at 15.
Then that's a parenting decision, but done by someone else.
But if you have a good head on your shoulders.
At what point did you feel like you were like?
Oh, I've been perfect since I was born.
Trent, I'm Beagle, Trent, Jake, Jeff, Phil, Beagle,
Any of you guys,
anybody.
that's sufficient.
Any of you. At what point did you feel like you were like, I want to have sex
That's
with
not
women
the
or
point.
men exclusively?
34.
That's not the point.
34.
So
The point is, at what point will you allow someone to have gender reassignment?
No,
Which is
no,
much
no.
more aggressive than having sex.
Conversation specifically to Trent.
Uh-huh.
Trent, at what point did you know I'm a dude?
At what point did my parents say you should have sex with women?
No.
They would say I shouldn't still to this day.
At what point did
And they'd be right.
Trent blank think I'm a dude? I'm a man.
I still don't think I
I'd
would.
say from
boy.
age 16 till
Jake?
this week, I knew I was going to have
Phil?
sex with women.
No, but
Jeff?
I never.
Beagle?
I still wanted to get.
That's not
my
the argument. The
point across.
argument
Yes,
isn't.
it
So
is.
whoa,
No,
whoa,
it's
whoa,
not.
whoa, whoa,
Exactly
whoa, whoa,
the
whoa.
argument.
It's not.
So Sydney, I will grant that all of us probably definitely don't understand what it is like to be have gender dysphoria. Is that the proper term?
Yes,
as
that's proper.
a minor,
The medical term.
Sometimes I go to Nordstrom and I'm
so
like,
we have no idea. Obviously, it's got to be like crazy hard as a kid to do that. I think we'll all agree with that. But the question isn't whether or not that's okay or whether or not whether or not parents should be supportive of that. The question is specifically about sex reassignment, because if a parent says, hey, my son is a daughter and I'm going to treat them that way and dress them that way and raise them that way, I think I'm okay with that. That's their point. That's their choice as a parent. But personally, if it comes to,
is there a fucking echo in the goddamn room? You just say it like, hold on, let's talk about the other stuff that I fucking said that 5 goddamn minutes ago.
I know, but you were so drunk we couldn't
I'm
understand.
not. Oh, now I'm totally fine though.
That's what Trent's saying is we agree that it's hard. We agree that you should be supportive, but should you cut the penis off?
Thank you.
Like that's the question we're trying to get at.
Right.
And it seems, and I could be wrong, but it seems that none of us here have said yes. And the person that Rand Paul was talking to that was going to become this whatever would also not answer this question. Seems like nobody's answering this question, but this is actually happening. Like, kids
they're allowing this under 18?
Oh, yeah. It's happened.
They are.
Phil, can I also say that when you have gender reassignment surgery, that they do not cut your penis off.
They pull it in. I'm serious.
Like a reversal
But
thing.
say that they even do it like a minor boob job, like under 18. Why do you need any of that? I mean, I understand that you might think you need it.
Why is it okay for me as a woman to get a boob job to feel more like a woman?
Not under 18.
Under 18?
How many people do we know that had boob jobs under 18?
Zero. I know zero.
Really?
Under 18?
A lot.
I know zero.
I would.
You guys are also women. You guys are also men. So
Yeah. So we're pieces of shit. You're right.
Well, and I would actually say that I think that should be illegal. I don't.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think it currently almost like it's same with tattoos. Like unless you have a shitty parent, it is illegal.
You're saying so you can't get a tattoo under 18
unless you have a parent being assigned. What's that?
I had a boob job when I was 16.
Did you?
You had a boob job when you were 16?
No, I didn't.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say we all know one. We know one.
I just have great boobs.
We're all like, so that's what happened.
It was a natural job.
That's why she's sensitive.
It was a natural enhancement.
But I wanted a dick.
But no, like the idea is this is elective surgery, right? Like, that's just my opinion.
At the heart of this issue is about control.
Nope.
Here's the bottom line for me.
The point is, as a parent, you want to protect your kids, and you do things to control.
Most parents, yes.
Yeah. So Beagle,
if you're a good parent, you do things to control your kids.
It's up to you to decide what
they
good
don't
means.
know how to protect themselves.
Beagle, what I think you're saying is that
No, you don't yet. So at the heart of the issue is control. The reality is, at some point, you will not be able to control your kids.
Beagle, say.
So all we can do as parents, not saying that we can't control them, because I kind of agree with Fraser. If they were under 15, I'm pretty much a definite no. But I would be very supportive, and I would try to guide them through this.
Yeah.
At 16, 17, and if I could see that they were very sincere about it, then is where I would probably become more open to the idea.
So
Beagle, you had religion reassignment surgery.
You have to understand that you will not control them. So all you can do is be supportive.
So I haven't gone yet.
Go ahead,
Boulter. I love it. He's like,
just correct everyone.
I love it. Go ahead,
forgot
Boulter.
you were here.
He changed his shirt. I didn't know he was still here.
Jeff is thumbs downing, so you better hurry.
Boulter, go.
All right, guys. Let's have Boulter go.
No, I basically agree with everyone on everything all the time. So everybody's right.
Thank you, Bolt.
But
according to my research,
people should be allowed to do what they want to their children if they think it's that they want to do gender reassignment. Usually, they will have gone through years and years and years of this discussion.
Yeah.
So let's say it's at age 17 and they've decided together that it's okay. I'm okay with that, but like anything below age 16, I would say no.
So 16 is the cutoff.
So 16 to 17 and X amount of therapy.
Here's a question in that vein, though, because there are Jehovah's Witnesses who do not.
No one
believe
cares.
In
they don't listen to podcasts. Skip. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.
And if
unsubscribe,
buy high school friends.
Right. It's a Saturday. Unsubscribe.
All right. Whoa. What are you saying, Beagle? Something
Jehovah's Witnesses do not believe in blood transfusion.
Unsubscribe.
There are Jehovah's Witnesses who will get into an accident or something and their kids will get hurt and they will tell doctors, no, you cannot give my kids blood.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't do that. We give it to them anyway, though, don't we?
We could still have Tom Petty and
The Heartbreakers.
no.
But in that situation, Beagle, doesn't the doctor say, sorry, we're giving them blood?
Correct. It is. They have to do something about it. Yeah.
Right. They don't just say,
You're trying to say that religion's wrong? Stop it.
Look, here's
But it's
the
in
bottom
kind
line.
of that same vein.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line
Everybody
for
comes
me.
in and tells the parents, you can't do this.
I think
I think Sydney was about to say, I think that religion and women shouldn't be listened to. And if I know anything about Sydney, that was what she was about to say.
I'm pretty sure. Yep, she just
Yes.
confirmed that. That's
and that
exactly
is what
she
she
was saying.
texted me just now, is that religion and women can't be trusted. No, but here's my thing with the whole thing is how can like, and I brought it up for a second, but like how is it okay to pick a gender but not a race? And to me, a gender is more definitive than a pigment of skin.
Well, let's be honest. If you had to choose a race, which one would it be? It'd be white, right?
And I
Edit.
and I get what
The
you're
funniest thing to me is that it's not even about the gender reassignments or anything like that. It's none of that. It has everything to do with just parenting.
Yeah.
So why are we asking people
to
that?
you it does.
Well,
To them it doesn't.
Exactly. That's my point. Is
Yes.
that the smartest thing that was said on the whole subject was what Boulter said. Is that we're approaching this subject like you're going to have a conversation with your 10-year-old and then you're going to take him to the doctor that week.
Right.
Hell no. It's going to be years of discussion.
No, but he
time.
said a fraction of that, and he said it's 17. It's fine.
So here's
Yeah,
the
He
no,
said
I
in
don't
most
agree.
cases they've been talking to them for years.
So here's the problem.
But at 17 is fine.
But here's the problem I have. If they've been talking for years and they're 16 years old, like you said, or 17 years old, wait 2 more years to reassign your physical whatever, like there's nothing that's
Right. What's the rush?
exactly.
I wish they were still
But
there.
I think the
that's-
same thing about boob jobs, like, and we talked about tattoos. I think the
Exactly.
same thing about like major
Changing your
surgeries
name?
like that.
It's like your name is Wilfred. Sorry. Wait
Yeah.
2 more years and you can change Wilfred.
Exactly. So
Wilfred's a terrible.
Sorry,
name.
all our listeners named Wilfred.
yeah. Anyway,
Sorry, Thomas in your car, whose real name's Wilfred.
good last topic, Jake.
People are pieces of shit.
Like,
Are they?
Specifically on our iPad. Yeah.
Now that they can't.
I mean, I think
No,
there was
no.
It's a hard-
They couldn't. No.
He would have said that if it was on.
Yes.
He
There's-
would've said that,
No,
yeah.
also Boulter, no. I fucking love that guy. He's too smart. I don't like him. I don't trust him. Everybody else, but they have their blinders on to this one fucking subject. And it's not literally like specific to them, but they only see this one thing. It's like, but what about, nope, but in my vision, I see this. What about this other stuff? Like, why are we making permanent decisions in anything?
Yeah.
And this might be my same argument with like the Mormon church. Like at 8 is when you're saying I'm going to do this and I'm going to feel terrible about every decision I've ever felt. Like
Next weekend.
I just watched Phil finger his own butthole to itch it. And at 9, he
now
would
you feel
not be
guilty?
able. I 100% feel guilty for not leaving at 12:20 like I should have because bars close. But
oh my gosh, it's 12:20.
12:24 right now.
Oh,
but
this is the longest one ever.
But the problem is people don't say, you know what? Great. Feel that way. If you feel like if you're a boy or a girl and you were born vice versa, or you were born not Mormon and now we are, fucking awesome. Down the line, we can readdress that. And it doesn't matter what it is. You got to realize that people can be different, can be changed from what they currently are. It doesn't matter what it is. So what do we care?
So a lot of this is going to be edited out after the iPad died, or we're going to lose some friends. Either way, don't care.
Yeah, by the way,
But let's start.
we lost half the team because the iPad died.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
they just disappeared.
We lost the people that no one cares about.
We lost the people that were arguing against us, so now we win. because we had that time.
And
It unplugged.
and we could have plugged it in, but
Right. But
weird.
Thanks for listening to American Forks Podcast. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share.